Mariam allegedly cried, wailed, poured threats upon threat on Laide Badmus over the revelation of the new oil well. Mariam, knowing that the reason why Laide Badmus has constantly visited the palace was because she had planned to undo her by going ahead behind her back to set up an oil well for Tadenikawo and Queen Naomi with the support of Dr. Elizabeth Jack Reacher. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Delaram. I bring you fresh and spicy gist from this house. Is still on the Royal Delarites. Thank you, people. I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. If you're here, you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Report reaching us is that Mariam has been wailing a lot, crying so much, complaining of betrayal from the Ooni of Ife after she realized that Mariam, the Ooni of Ife, with the help of Laide Badmus and Dr. Elizabeth and the husband Jack Rich, secured an oil well for Tadenikawo and Queen Naomi, an oil well that has always been her dream. She wanted an oil well. She started the process with the Ooni of Ife. She was hoping that they will own an oil well together, and now they have killed the Ooni of Ife's interest in securing an oil well with her by going ahead to set up an oil well for Tadenikawo, Queen Naomi, and the Ooni of Ife. You're quite aware of the circumstances that surrounds Laide Badmus and Olori Mariam, that right now they are like arch enemy. They do not want to see each other because of the things that have happened with them. But then again, for a woman who is married to a man, you want to wonder why a man will marry one woman and be best friends to the other woman's best friend. Now, they say what goes around comes around. When Naomi was in the palace, these women were always in the palace, always coming. There were times when Naomi monitored cooking and everything for them because she thought that they were just business partners to the Ooni of Ife. They kept Naomi in the dark. They kept doing things with her husband and everything. At that point, they didn't know that what goes around comes around. I think this is some sort of retribution, because the most painful thing that anybody can encounter is that your wife or your spouse is a very best friend to your own arch enemy. This is what is going on. Now, the fact that the Ooni of Ife does not see anything wrong with his relationship with Laide Badmus is something that I think will be eating Mariam so deep, because there is a possibility that if not for the fact that the Ooni of Ife is working against time to bring Queen Naomi into the palace, the only rescue that Mariam has right now is the way Ooni of Ife feels about Queen Naomi. If not for Queen Naomi, I would tell you boldly that Ooni of Ife would have gone back for Laide Badmus. Now, this is not going well with Olori Mariam, who is feeling so bad, who they say is crying allegedly and making so much fuss over what is going on in the palace that she cannot contain it, that the thing is too much. How can Ooni do this with Laide? How can they put her papers down? Because, of course, her paper was there like the entire time. The paper for her oil well, they say, has been there. Mariam thought that the paper was moving, but they didn't know. She didn't know that the paper was not moving. The paper was just sitting down there while they were busy pushing a new paper. And for Naomi, so right now, what this means is that the entire world, they know that Mariam works with an oil company. Mariam is very wealthy and all of that, but she doesn't own an oil well. Queen Naomi does own an oil well. Have you seen how God can even use your enemies to bring ideas that will bless you? Sometimes when people fight you unjustly, just sit down and just watch. One day, God is going to show them, look, oh, I am the one who created this woman. You cannot do anything. I take control. I will do what I know is in her best interest. And it's exactly what God has done for Olori Naomi. Right now, Mariam has like nowhere to go. Laide Badmus is not there for her, and the Ooni of Ife is still with Laide Badmus, like they are still friends. And how do you begin to, process the fact that your own husband, the man you love, is still friends with a woman who doesn't want to see you, still doing business, working with a woman who does not want to see you. It's something that when you do something wrong, it is called retribution. And I think this is exactly what it is. The fact that Laide is still going to the palace, going in and out of the palace, the fact that that relationship is still there between her and the Ooni of Ife, the fact that Laide is working to, help Queen Naomi and Tadenikawo, the fact that everybody's on the side of Queen Naomi and Tadenikawo, the fact that people empathize. Look at what Dr. Elizabeth Jack Rich was saying, that this is something that they wanted to use to compensate Naomi, because they know that Naomi went through a lot. They know that people did a whole lot of stuff that was not supposed to be done to Queen Naomi. They know that she deserves better. They want to see her out there. They want to see. Naomi has been growing so much lately. It does look as if everything that happened in the palace with Queen Naomi happened to her own advantage. God wanted to use it to bless her. Look at what is happening to Yele Edochie's wife now. You can see that nobody knew May Edochie, but today May Edochie has become even more popular than Yul Edochie. Her image is even bearing that of Yul Edochie. People love her. People are trying to help her. She is doing well now in her business. She see her brand is moving. They are selling her goods everywhere, USA, Canada, everywhere. You want to tell me sometimes what adversity does? Adversity propels you to your place of greatness. And I do think that this adversity in the life of Queen Naomi was meant to really prepare her to her place of greatness, because the things that she has achieved since she left the palace, I think she wouldn't have. Because when she was in the palace, remember, it was during the period that she was in the palace that Ooni had promised to build the biggest church in Ile-Ife for Queen Naomi. When she was in the palace, Ooni forgot that. Ooni was busy with all of these women, confusing the Ooni of Ife and all of that. Ooni didn't think about building a church for her. Ooni did not think about buying church buses for her. Ooni did not think about buying a land, building a church in Akure for her. Everything that Ooni had said to her when they were together, Ooni didn't do again until she eventually left the palace. When she left the palace and Ooni started begging her, Ooni was busy buying houses. Ooni was busy buying cars. Naomi never owned a house in Abuja. But when Ooni started begging her to return back to the palace, Ooni bought a house for Tadenikawo in Abuja. Allegedly, Ooni would buy a car for Naomi unsolicited for. Ooni would do this, Ooni would do that. I think that sometimes these things happen to take us to our place of greatness. And I think that everything that happened to Queen Naomi was orchestrated by God to push her, to propel her, make her better, stronger, make her more reasonable, make her understand what people on the other side go through, and also make her better. Right now, this experience with the Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi, I think rather bless Queen Naomi than, more than it could have. And I think right now, Queen Naomi has been able to learn a lot, learn and unlearn. If Queen Naomi returns back to the palace, her decision, everything, things will be better and things will change for her. Wanted to bring you this update. I'm going to bring you more. Appreciate you so much. Thank you.